guys, and welcome back to the conversation. Um, what's their what could be so mysterious about them? I mean, I know they've been gone for a very long time, other than the Gilded, which she doesn't talk to him about because she's keeping them a secret.
Precisely.
Oh, and the Arbiter.
What could be worth studying about a long-lost civilization? Their disappearance, of course. Instant, unexplainable. The stories have fascinated me. Ever since I was young, I wanted to know what really happened. After years and years of work, I'm closing in on a way to investigate what happened through experimentation. Only now, well, it's simply a disaster.
What happened?
Without boring you with the details, I'm attempting to recreate the circumstances of the event. The dwarves were very clever, tapping into and drawing power from the heart of Lorcan itself. Lacking the heart of a dead god myself, I was attempting to substitute a rather specific soul gem, the one you helped me acquire.
But it won't work.
Well, yes, I mean, no. That is, it might. But I'm not completely sure. I'm no tonal architect. I've only read their writings. Scraps, really. The soul gem by itself isn't enough, you see. It needs to be altered, purified. The dwarves had machines for this sort of thing. I've attempted to build my own, based on designs and using parts you helped to provide. My very own dwarven convector. It worked, but not fully. And the device was destroyed in the process.
Would you be able to build another one?
No, no, no! I'm too close now. Can't take the time. Though, perhaps there's another option. I may require further assistance from you.
What do I need to do?
Well, yes. The designs for my convector were based on real dwarven machines, so there may still be some in existence. I'd go looking myself, but yes, there are calculations to double and triple check. Many calculations. Perhaps you could seek out these convectors in Skyrim ruins. I can even teach you the spell to heat them. It's very particular and very important.
Teach me your spell, and I'll see what I can do.
Wonderful. Just wonderful. I knew I could count on you. Now, this spell is not for defending yourself, but it's just right for heating the convector. At least 3 seconds burn is necessary. Just place the soul gem inside and heat the convector. At least 3 seconds. You'll almost certainly need to find multiple convectors. I suspect it may be due to the nature of the soul gem versus the crystals this was intended for. Destroys the equipment in the process. But, it's effective. 3 times, and the crystal should be ready for the next step. Isn't this exciting?
Yes, it is. Warping Soul Gem added and Aniel's Convection spell added. Alright. So, we've actually seen these convectors. That machine I pointed out in Mazulf was actually one of them. So, we now will be able to travel around Skyrim looking for these convectors. There is one here, there's one here, and then there is a couple in Mazulf, and then there is a convector that's outside of Mazulf. We will most likely be heading down to Mazulf first, as that's the one that I know where it is. We also are going to be going by, what do you call it? Clockwork Tower. So, Clockwork Castle. So, we'll be going to So, I'm going to go to Clockwork Castle, and, we're probably going to, I'll probably leave you guys at Clockwork Castle, and then we'll reappear outside of Mazulf, because, that's where we're going to be going. So I will see you guys when we arrive outside Mazulf in the storage room where the convector is. I will see you guys there. And we are back. We did get some gloves. They just increased my magicka, with the amount of magicka I have. I didn't have a very good options for them. I almost put them into sneak, almost put them into a couple of different things, but in the end I decided to put them into magicka. Now the question is, which one is Arnold's Convection? There we go. So here's the convector. I mentioned these things being important for this quest, and that there were a few of them. We're going to put the first one into here. Now we have to heat the convector. Now we have the soul gem, which is still going to be the warped soul gem. It's not going to change much when we do this. Um, but there is something happening to it, I'm guessing. Um, and we have to do it in 3 separate ones, so we can't use the same one twice. There are a couple in Mazulf, but the thing about it is I don't feel like using those. I feel like these other two are going to be more useful to us because these are obviously at Dwemer ruins, and I want to find these Dwemer ruins. So we are going to be going to Darkfall Cave. Again, I am going to be slightly cheating here because I don't want to deal with walking all the way across Skyrim right now. Especially since this quest has already taken a lot longer than I wanted it to. Merely because of me going to the modded dungeon instead of going to one of the other ones. Okay, we have to wait a few seconds before the game realizes that we've disabled survival mode. There is nothing that changes about the game with this. We'll still be hungry when we get there. We'll still be tired. We'll still be all those things. I'm only giving us our fast travel ability because, like I said, I don't want to have to deal with walking all the way across Skyrim right now. But I want to do these ones because I want these locations. So I do promise that we aren't going to keep doing that very often. I'm noticing that there are 2 other locations. One's there, and one is there. 1, 2. Oh, there's one. Apparently the ruins of Battles. I'm curious to see what that one would be. But I'm not tempted to walk all the way over. I'm not tempted to go there because that is quite a bit of a difference between the areas. And I do know that some of these are just outcroppings of Dwemer artifacts, not actual Dwemer ruins. So we will go to this one, and then we will go to the one that is, I think it's that one. The dragon. We are going to be using Unrelenting, the more powerful version of Magicka, Relentless Storm. Hey-ya! Got him. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Sarah is getting quite capable when she wants to be against dragons. Although I have to remember that using the Aetherius magic will now drain her even more than normal because her magicka does not regenerate. Although that didn't take as much as I thought it was going to. Speaking of which, right now she is quite hungry, so we're going to grab a quick bite to eat. I also want to see if a particular setting of Hunterborn is in place. So when we are going to skin this we are going to butcher this dragon. Put the warped gem into there. And then we shall heat the convector. Target on fire, take extra damage. Burn target 1 point per second. Not very effective. Going to save. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and activate it while crouching. Apparently I cannot activate this while enemies are nearby. So talking about that fox that I accidentally set on fire a few seconds ago. Is that why it was getting mad at me? Ingredients. Okay, so that function is not turned on. I will be messing with Hunterborn then to um, alter its settings. I do find it weird that we're not getting attacked by dragons more often. Then again, we're also not being very much of a pain to the dragons. We're not going out looking for them just yet. Alright, before we go to that, let's get Hunterborn fixed, because I tested it with a different character, the Stormcloak character that I was actually playing as, and I found that this setting makes it a lot easier to use. So more, no wait, rules, realism, more, back, crouching, process, and then back, and then exit. Okay, so I think it's this way, right? Yes. The main other reason I'm wanting to do it this way is there are several Dwemer locations that I'm curious about, but I don't know where they are. So I'm trying to use this to help me find those locations. I think that this is one of the locations. No, stop it. Now if we do this, we'll notice that if we do this, the bear slowly disappears away over the falls because river, whatever. But we'll notice that I didn't get prompted by a menu. I just automatically started to process the bear. That first one was field dressing. Then the next one does everything possible to it, and then the final interaction with it gets rid of the carcass. So we'll be able to use that. It's a little bit of a pain that that bear was in the water, but no biggie. I hope the fact that I just field dressed it doesn't mean it's going to stay forever, though. I may suffer from my hubris of trying to test it while in a raging river. Obviously, that wasn't a very smart move. I love this design. I'm like, is this supposed to be like some kind of like Dwemer Dam or something like that? This is so cool. Like this, I love this little thing. And I don't even know if it ever comes up to being a thing. It's just Deep Folk Crossing. Is that it? I feel like the Dwemer would have been in the group to do that though. Make like a start, make like something for harvesting the waters. Huh. Maybe it's not up here. Huh. We will be looking into that eventually. It's one of the it's the Ethereum quest that I'm talking about that has more of these shards, but it's not a big deal. We will look into it eventually, but not right now. Now I still want to do this quest, and this should be the final gem. Which, I wonder if that changed it. Is it still just considered a warped soul gem, or... Yep. So Sarah probably can't tell the difference between this and what it was. She probably can feel a difference in its magicka, but not much. But doesn't really quite understand what she's doing to this thing. Just kind of interesting that this guy knows what he's doing. I'm not under the impression that he was like trying to be vague or concerned about what would happen or anything like that, and that's why he said it the way he did. I think he just doesn't want to leave the college because I think he's scared. I think he has a very easy natural fear of things, and that is what's getting to him. But we are going to head back. We have now given the treatment to this gem by several occasions. We're now going to head back to the college. I'd be more inclined not to use the fast travel mechanic if I had some kind of way of getting around quickly that didn't require fast traveling. Like if I could teleport to the shrines I found as well, or if I could teleport to something else. Having only the major cities and the college are kind of an annoyance. Especially since I have to go to a major city to teleport there. The college being the only one that I can teleport to freely. But let's go talk to him and finish and give him this gem. We do still have another, I think we still have at least one more quest for him to do before this is finished. We might have it finished today, we might not. It depends on where the body is. We'll explain more in detail
Perhaps we can go another
soon.
few decades without a disaster. That would be nice.
I finished doing the convection to the gem.
It worked then. Let me see.
Maybe.
Goodness, that's it, isn't it? Yes. It's not perfect, but it's a close enough approximation that it should certainly suffice for initial tests. You've done excellent work here. Truly excellent. There's only one thing missing now, and that should be arriving shortly. I'll begin preparations. Thank you again so much for this. Perhaps we can go another few decades without a disaster. That would be nice. I'm working on some
Okay, why is that suddenly happening?
research.
Maybe he
Sure.
comes to me later?
The exact nature of my research is a secret, I'm afraid, but it really is quite valuable.
I'm not going to spoil what he's working on because I think it's actually quite fascinating. But I do have to say I am kind of annoyed that
when I've finished what I'm working
it's
on, everyone will understand its significance.
maybe eventually he'll contact me or something. I wish we could have talked to him about this sooner and gotten this quest started sooner, but whatever.
I'm quite pleased that we're back
Oh,
to
God.
business as usual.
Yeesh. People, please. Sarah does not like being crowded. She's powerful enough now to make it to where people crowd her, they will regret it. Okay, so I guess he's gonna be a minute. Let's look at the other things we can do. Let's check where this ritual is. And where Hag's End is. Maybe the two are close together? I know Hag's End is way over here in this part of the Reach. Where is the ritual at? Find the power at Hag's End. Do I have to read the book? What's the balance of power want me to do? Complete the Book of Power of Elements. Do I read it? Power of the Elements. Northward haunted northern coastline and south Dwemer live and toil. A simple place, a shield from draft. At this stand wild magic's craft, so fierce the sea will boil. Interesting. Northward haunted northern coastline and south Dwemer live and toil. A simple place, a shield from draft. At this stand wields magic's craft, so fierce the sea will boil. Interesting. I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm guessing that it's talking like it wants me to be like up here, but like to go somewhere else and do another thing. But I'm not entirely sure what it wants. So we're gonna be leaving that for alone for now. One thing I'd like to do is I'd like to go back to Labyrinthia. I'm thinking Whiterun would be the easiest to go north of Whiterun and then head to Labyrinthia from there. Because we have not done Labyrinthia in a while. Um, it's been a while since we've been there, not since we defeated what's his face. I'd like to go back for one to see if the wooden mask is there, and for two, I'd like to go do Shalagor's Maze now. So I will see you guys when we arrive there. Decided to bring you guys back. We're not there yet. No. Is Sundus of Sun's Dusk. I wonder if this is like the winter months. Like, are we getting into the winter of Skyrim? Like, if so, I'm kind of interested to see that the weather patterns actually are a thing. I wish there was a calendar. I might take time to look up a calendar of Skyrim to see if I can get the whole, like, when is when and everything. Because I am curious about it. We have a very clear sunny day. Let's see. Let's mark Labyrinthia. There we go. We are going to be walking there, but I'm going to be using a bit of Zurin's Blink to get there quickly. That's kind of like the annoyance of Zurin's Blink, is that sometimes it wants to work a good distance and sometimes it doesn't. Like those bandits got a wind of me. Unless they are persistent, I'm not going to deal with them. I doubt they'll be persistent enough to follow me while I'm teleporting. I don't feel like dealing with them right now, and one of the reasons why Sarah's going here is she probably has interest in Labyrinthia. I've mentioned the fact that she wants to keep coming back to it because of the power that this place had, and her belief that it still holds secrets that she has not fully unlocked. There's a good chance she'll keep coming back here over and over and over again. I specifically leave this place with some stuff to do because of that. Not to mention the fact that this does have the, this is where all of the Dragon Priest masks are brought eventually. Well, all the ones here on Skyrim. There are a few more outside of Skyrim that we're going to be collecting eventually, but not at the moment. Labyrinthia. A freezing location, apparently. And more troll. Maybe it's because of how much there is. Get some blood from him. And then we're just going to dispose of him, because I don't feel like dealing with him. Labyrinthia. Where is the entrance to this place? See if the mask is here. There it is. To deal with this troll real quick before we take a look at this mask. There we go. Alright, let's take a look at this mask. It may have been here last time, just slightly in the floor, apparently. Wooden mask. The wooden mask comes with an unfamiliar energy. Well, she tries it on, just to see what would happen. And here we are. And as we can see, we have the different busts of the different dragons. We'll be finding all of them eventually. I believe she takes her time to study what she can here. The door sadly will not open. She doesn't believe it to be locked. She believes that the issue is activate Shrine of the Old Ways. What is this? Follow the animal gods. The animal gods represent the original religion of Skyrim, preached by the fearsome dragon priests. Assume the powers of an animal god through prayer. Slay people who stand in your way. Absorb dragon souls. Assume our powers through prayer. Nords are most deserving of our favor. That's interesting. That's obviously from the religion mod, and I've never seen that here, so that's really fascinating. Deal 15% more attack damage and critical damage against animals. Interesting. Okay then, that might be an interesting character to play for. But Sarah probably gets as much information from this place as she can. Probably tries to determine where some of these dragons are. I don't know if this mural, which I've always thought looks like somebody shouting. I don't know if this has anything on it about this information, or if she can glean anything from here. But she gains what she can, and then, much like with before, with the horn, the easiest way to take the mask, the easiest way to return is to take the mask off. And we pass back over, which we can now see that it is in ruins, but we can now understand that. And I think that it's interesting that that shrine is there. I like that. But Sarah now knows about the Dragon Priest masks. She'll be looking for those. I have been trying to collect some of them so far, but there are quite a few that we do not have. I know where they are, I just haven't got them yet. But that is now one of our goals eventually. Now, the real reason we came here for is Shalador's Maze. Now, this maze is one that I would consider interesting. The Tattered Note. Enter twice, exit only once. Alteration will lead you to destruction. Only illusion shows the way to restoration. Conjure not, but be conjured instead. So, very sure that's probably relatively simple to understand. We're going to take each of these. I'm going to read the note again. I'm going to leave the note here until we're finished, just because it's easier to read it while it's on the ground here. Alteration leads to destruction. So alteration, destruction, illusion, restoration. So, alteration, we'll probably do maybe repulsion? This might be, nope. Let's check again and see if we can figure this out. Oh no, it's Mage Light. I am a fool. You can also open these up, and you get like scrolls out of them. Well, you'll get several things. Some useful, some not so useful. And charcoal, not exactly useful, so we're not going to take much of it. We'll take the Lesser Soldier. I think I remember how to do this. I think it's pretty straightforward. This first time is not going to be the right time. We have to do this twice. That's why it said enter twice, leave only once. It would appear that this is a dead head. Disgusting. Nothing in that one. What's in the shutters isn't what's important. It's what we get at the end. I always look in the shutters though, just because of the fact that they can be a useful item. This does feel like it's very long. It's because it's going in circles. We are getting closer to the end though, I promise you. And then we fall down because we found destruction. Which we notice that there is a conjuration symbol there, but it's not lit up. Now, it did say, do not conjure, be conjured. Obviously, that doesn't work. Next one was illusion, so we're going to need an illusion spell. And calm is probably the one that Sarah is the most familiar with. She has used that quite a lot. Now she leaves now. That goes back down. Go back to the front, and we go through again. This time we use illusion instead of alteration. Again, the process of going through this is beneficial. Apparently we're getting Order Power as well. I didn't know that was, I forgot that was back here. We get the Run Dismay Challenge. Use that. Open up this one. And now we can go inside. I don't know if these shutters do anything. I don't know if like I can, after clearing this completely, if I can shoot something through the shutters. Since technically it would be there would be a complete opening. I'm going to just be using the illusion spell. I don't think that's part of the test, but one can always consider. I do feel like there should be more to this. I feel like there should have been more of a test back here. Shallow Doors Maze is not that interesting. If we could see it from above, you'd find that it's not a very interesting maze. Not actually a maze at all, not by my standard at least. I do open up all the shutters. I don't think it's necessary, but we have found a few things inside these things that are relatively useful. We are starting to get cold, which is fine. A little on the annoying side, but nothing Sarah hasn't been through before. Shutters. Resisted my calm, huh? But you don't resist my elemental bolt. Liminal bridge. Interesting. I know there is a book that talks about Shallow Doors Maze. I don't think we'll find it here, obviously. Dwarven Centurion. Not a Dwarven Centurion. A Centurion Dynamo, I believe is what they're called. Or a Dwarven Dynamo or something like that. Heal Other. I think we already know that spell. Not that big of a deal. Although, I can understand why it gave us Heal Other. Pretty sure we have to cast a restoration spell, and most of the time you don't run into very many ranged or casted restoration. They're usually self-inflicted. Apparently that's not going to work. I don't know if I have anything in restoration that is a bolt, though. Could try Shallow Doors Dispel. Going to grab real quick that Heal Other. Since I am curious if Heal Other is a bolt type spell. Nope. The last thing I'm going to try is Shallow Doors Dispel. Nope, that's a range. Oh no, wait, that's not a range. That's a self-casted. I don't think I have a something that is casted on someone else. Doesn't look like it. Let's look at the stabs, because I think each of the stabs was each of the 4 schools that you need, so that if you don't have the magic, you can do it yourself. Let's try repulsion. Yep. And down we go. And instead of conjuring, we are conjured. Good to take Shallow Doors note now. I'm pretty sure we're all finished up here. find this character. And we find Diadem of the Servant. All spells cost 5% less to cast. Not exactly useful. Not exactly great. Now, I'm pretty sure the what we have on right now is the Circle of, like, Extreme Magicka or something. The Circlet of Pureless Magic, which gives us 70 extra Magicka. I'm going to keep that. Although, I wonder if I do this. And then let's go with, let's just do normal flames. That is moving very slowly. Let's see. That's interesting. Flame action, knock resisted flames. No shite. Belladore's Maze. Skyrim. I am curious because that's like, we are going to stick around for a few more seconds. The episode's almost over, so I'm not going to plan on leaving. If you guys are good and you guys don't want to see Chaladore's Maze, you guys can head out, but we're basically here. That is Chaladore's Maze. Again, it's not really a maze, it's more of a walk in a bunch of circles. I am going to walk to the other side of this place. I actually would have really enjoyed a maze, but, you know, it's not a maze. More of Chaladore's challenge or Chaladore's attempt or something like that. But I have been the Seven Swords. You've all been amazing, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you guys want to head out, you can. If you guys want to check around and see where what's on the other side of this place, that's fine. I'm not entirely sure what's on the other side of this place, so it might not be anything. But if you guys are liking the series, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more, hit that subscribe button so you let our know when my episodes come out. And if you guys have anything you want to mention, what you guys think I could do to change, anything you guys feel like I need to know about. If my mic is low, I apologize for that. I'm currently still trying to fix that problem. But so far have not been able to get anywhere around that. I will see you guys in the next one, though. Like I said, we're going to be hanging out for a few more seconds. Just me walking around Chaladore's Maze here, making sure I got everything of interest. And then I will most likely be heading back to the college again to hang out at the college until the next episode. Or to warm up and maybe do some more hunting. I might consider thinking more on that book. Heck, I might even just look it up just so that I can do it. But I will let you guys know when we get back. But I will see you guys in the next one.